So far, we've placed native Photoshop files, native Illustrator files, but we've been able to do that for several versions of InDesign. New in InDesign CS3 is the ability to place InDesign files inside of other InDesign files. That'll make you think for a minute. Now, let's see it in action. Go ahead and press Ctrl-0 on Windows or Command-0 on the Mac to fit to view. Now I'm going to press Ctrl-J or Command-J on the Mac, and I'm going to enter page 1. I'm just going to jump to page 1 and click OK. Now this new feature is so easy to use, and I really love it because I'm always amazed by what the InDesign engineering team can create. Go ahead and follow along with me. Just go to the File menu, choose Place, and you might need to navigate up one level because you want to be in Lesson 2 of Part 2 of your project files. And I have a file here ready for you, conveniently named Place Me. When you find that file there, go ahead and click Open. InDesign will parse that file for a moment, and then you can see the preview in the cursor. This should look familiar if you've seen previous lessons here. This is the first page of the invitation postcard, and as I hover my cursor over the middle of the page here, I can also see that the place cursor has the little parentheses around the cursor. That indicates that I'm hovering over a frame that I would place into. So I don't want to click at this point because it would actually place this artwork inside this blue frame. So instead, what I'll do is I'll hover over here on the paste board just to drop that down out here for now. So a single click, it drops that down on my paste board, and now I need to scale this to fit. So come up here to the control panel, go ahead and click the resize field, and let's scale this to about 25%, making sure the sync icon here is pressed, and press enter or return on the Mac. We've scaled this bit of artwork, and we can move this up into our page here a little bit. Maybe we want to rotate this a little bit. We can grab the rotation field in the control panel, tilt this maybe like 20 degrees, whatever you think is nice, and we've actually placed this InDesign file inside another InDesign file. Now, the beauty of this is the Edit Original feature, which we've talked about in previous lessons, applies here as well. Let me just show you a quick example. So I'm going to grab this bit of artwork here in the middle of the page. I'm going to come up to the links palette and see here the placeme.indd file is ready and waiting. So with that file selected, I'll just hover over the Edit Original icon here at the bottom of the links panel and give it a click. InDesign knows what kind of file that is. It opens it in the native Creator application, which in this case is InDesign, and will make a very simple but visually obvious change so you can understand how these files are working together. On the right-hand side of the page, let's select this large blue frame. Now, let's go ahead over to the Color panel on the right-hand side. From the panel flyout menu, let's choose CMYK. We're going to grab a new CMYK color, and from the color ramp here at the bottom, you can really just mix any color you want. I'm going to choose green. You may or may not like my design decision there, but just choose something that is visually different, something obvious where you can see the difference. So after you've made that change, you know what to do? All you have to do is save the file. So that would be Control-S on Windows, Command-S on the Mac. We're just going to update that. Now we'll close the file. That would be Control-W on Windows or Command-W on the Mac. Close that up. Now we switch instantly back to our original layout. And without any delay, we see the effects of our change on the placed InDesign document here inside this parent layout. Isn't that kind of integration great? So imagine you're working for a newspaper or a magazine, and somebody else in your company is designing ads using InDesign on a different computer. They can make their changes, save them, and then here inside of your layout, you just update the links and see the changes automatically in your layout.